I want to talk about Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas. So, apparently, this has become a mainstream topic, even on big news channels and big Mandela Effect channels, and even one particular called Watch Mojo, which is a very popular YouTube channel. So, this blew my mind when I officially found out that this song, Boom Boom Pow, was not released until 2009. They said they didn't. Black Eyed Peas said, I don't know what people are talking about. They said it officially released in 2009. that that is not the case for me. This one really struck home because I was in seventh grade, and then I was, seventh grade when Soldier Boy Crank That came out. Then in 2007, and then in 2008, I was in eighth grade, and I was listening to my MP3 player. I was new at this middle school that I went to, and I would listen to the MP3 player music a lot. And we were walking outside. They had this 15-minute period after lunch where you'd walk outside, a recreational period, I guess you'd call it. And I was listening to this MP3 player, and this one boy asked, "What you listening to?" And it was Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas. And he put one of the earbuds in. And I remember them, I'm on that next. Now, I'm so 3008, you so 2000 and late. So I was I was taken aback to find out that it wasn't released until 2009 officially. I noticed one day in my computer, I noticed that about 2013 the release date changed to 2009. I thought they just might have just changed, like, oh, it was official date changed. But no, now they say it wasn't even released for radio. It wasn't released for anything until 2009 in the world around us. Now that shocked me, and it's not for me. I was blown away by that because I know these things don't really shock you much anymore once you're used to it. But I mean, I have vivid memories of listening to it in my MP3 player over and over. The catchy beat, that song. Plus, my father worked for a particular trucking company that was not very good at all. We barely made ends meet. We didn't make ends meet at all at that time, and we didn't we it was rough, even rougher than now. Back then, it was much rougher. I mean, than economic times. Just it was during the 2008 into 2009 recession, and it was this country was in a recession, and I remembered he worked for this company that made little nothing, and I remember where we were at. So we would go to this McDonald's and get dollar burgers because they actually had dollar Big Macs at that time at that McDonald's. And I was listening to that song on that MP3 player that I had recorded off of the radio. And I would often listen to this the radio and go to the options and go down to record and start record every time they'd play a song. That's what we used to do. What I used to do, I would listen to the certain station and then I would press record right when the song began, and then stop recording when the song ended. You used to be able to record the radio, and then later it was downloads from the internet that still took a long time, and then now streaming. But I remember specifically, I recorded this song on the radio, and even before that, before radio recording, I would have a voice recorder and record the song next to the radio speaker on the radio in the car, and in our old Saturn car, and I would let the song play really loud and press record on the MP3 player. And then I stopped the recording when it was finished, obviously. But yeah, I specifically remember that. It was everywhere. And he worked for that company from 2007 to 2008, and I remember hearing 2000 I remember hearing that song in 2008. Not only on the radio, I recorded it from the radio and I put it in my MP3 player. Then I later downloaded the higher quality version from the internet. I remember in the middle of the night I downloaded the song from the internet in 2008, and then later found out on the computer I saw years later it changed to 2009 that it released, and I thought, well, that's weird. Maybe it was just an official release for the studio album, because a lot of times artists will release a single before they release the album, and that's what I thought. I thought, well, maybe they released the single before they released the album, and the album, they're just putting the album date on the computer. But no, apparently they claim the song didn't release until 2009. That's wrong, and I have very vivid specific memories, including hearing it on the radio when we went to pick my father up from work, and recording it on the radio on my MP3 player, on the old SanDisk, not or Sansa, on the old Sansa with a dial on the MP3 player, and then my Sony Walkman. I got the Sony Walkman, and when I used that Sony Walkman, it was the best MP3 player ever. I recorded that off the radio and then listened to it, and we were I had it really loud. It was a catchy beat, and we were heading that direction after eating those dollar Big Macs. And I was listening to it, and it was just jamming to it, and I was jamming to it, and when we pulled up, the song ended. We pulled up to this place at work. And that's what I specifically remember. And then, right after that, I remember downloading into the MP3 player officially from the internet. Then I find the release date changed to 2009. That's just weird for me. That's wrong. What are your memories? I'm signing out.